Your tumbling ring should start to look like this now. Mass production of these will do you a lot of good. When you put them in together and you push them in together, they lock together. That other ring that I tried before was a phony. Once you've got it like this, ring attached to only one, which should be the ring on the higher side, and then at the bottom, just drop it, and then there you go. Now you'll just need to keep doing that up until the point that you run out of rings. Let's keep going. I would play music, but I don't have any music for that is good. Okay, back to mass producing more of the 2-ring sideways-ish 2 rings. So basically this works with like having 2 chains linked together, and one chain rotates 180 degrees every time you drop the top ring, creating the falling motion. If you do it really slowly or slow down a video of it in motion, then you'll see what I mean. But unfortunately no one has actually shot a video that allows you to slow it down to such a point that you can see the rotation. If you know what I mean. Okay, so we go to the bottom of this, grab those 2, and then just pull on them, like so, pushing them both in, and then closing it up, like that. Then, ring only attached to the one bottom chain, and then drop it. Let's keep going. Stick inside. Close it in. And there you go. Just keep dropping. Just keep going. After a while, you get to be able to do this really quickly. It's already dropping, but it's not closed, so it won't necessarily close like it's supposed to at the bottom. I found this in Make magazine. It was in volume 20, I want to say 26, but I'm not exactly 100% sure. Because I don't have my Make issues with me. Okay, back to work. Ring and chain. And I didn't fully put both of them. Okay, I better take this ring out. I like binder rings better because they tend to have an easier way to put together, but split key rings are much harder to work with, but they give a better effect, and I can buy a lot of them really easily. To buy a lot of binder rings, you have to spend some money. This must be that phony ring again. Okay, from the top, we drop it to the bottom. Now you don't want to make this chain too long because you don't want it to be touching the ground from where you are. But you do want to make it a bit long so that you can see the effect. I'd say 30 rings is a good amount, but I made one with 30 rings and the effect isn't too amazing. 100 rings is nice, but where are you going to get 100 rings? So about 60 or 70 is about the breaking point, to me. You can always close it off with one ring and just see the effect right then and there. But why not make it longer? This would normally take me much shorter if I weren't shooting a video. But whatever. Okay. Now I'm just gonna add one ring at the bottom just to show you what the effect is like. You know, just find a spot first. Here we go. From the top, we take the one connected to only one, and then we drop it down. And it appears that it dropped. Let me try that again. It's racing down, so I think 100 rings is a decent amount. This is a small, short chain at the moment, but let's change that. Keep going. A lot of rings. I bought 102 of these. And the secret will stay with me from where I bought it. You have to find your own place. Okay, I'm actually not that mean. I bought this from a store, sort of like a thrift shop, except it wasn't really thrift because these are new. And very uniform too. But it's sort of like a just general store, a convenience store. But it doesn't sell everything you would possibly need. It's not a pharmacy or anything. It sells stuff like this. It's not a hardware store either. It doesn't sell hardware, so it's really hard to explain to you. But I'll just say I bought it from a store to keep it simple. Otherwise, we will have a debate on what to call it. Okay, that ring is definitely another phony. Be very careful of all these phony rings. I mean, they work, but it's just that they don't loop on correctly. Okay, the chain is definitely getting longer. Oh, by the way, these rings are small, and they were cheaper than the larger ones, which were an inch and higher. These are about an inch. But they're not extreme inches. They're approximately an inch, but they're not exactly an inch. Okay. Now, if you do take the wrong ring, you might end up with this mess. Just fling it around and it should come back to its original shape. So if you did pick up the wrong ring and it ends up like this, just move it around with your hands. Like so. Okay. Fling it around until it untangles itself. Which won't take really long. It usually comes back to its original shape. If it doesn't, just keep tangling around with it. First ring, drop it down. No, this chain is getting really long. Okay. Okay, and we pull again. Okay, it's getting longer. I think a few more rings and then I'll have a sufficient amount of rings that will sufficiently give the effect of the falling ring. Bigger rings give the effect a bit better, but smaller rings are cheaper. By a lot, if you know what I mean, which you probably do. I found these rings on Amazon, and they were quite small, but very cheap. I decided not to buy them because they were, well, too small. So you have to really look around and scurry around like a rat to go and find everything you need. Okay, so I think the chain is going to be too long now because it already hurts my arm to go to the bottom. So I'm just going to close it off for now with one ring. Now, once you have the two rings at the bottom, just take one ring, not two, and loop it through both. Once you've got them looped through, you've officially closed your chain. Now, this chain is reversible, so you don't have to worry about, using the other end all of a sudden, and then the thing is messed up. It doesn't work that way. You can keep adding rings to make it even longer, but at the moment, we'll just keep it the way it is. So let's see this in action, shall we? Chain of tumbling rings. I'm sorry, my camera does not have too wide of a field of view. So we go and we find a loop that's open, and then we drop it. It's hard to see without colors, because with colors you kind of see the effect more. From the top, you can see the 180-degree rotations. From the side, you see your ring dropping to the bottom. It's so cool, this toy. Okay, so that's those are the tumbling rings of Antiquity. And so, enjoy.